There was a huge update to stairs in The Sims 4 this week. They've made them a lot fancier and a lot more customizable now. You can drag them out to make them curved at the base, and you can also finally change it to have the railing on only one side. And I never expected this, but you can make the railing be only partial. You could have it like just at the bottom or just at the top if you wanted to. So we have a lot more control over how stairs look for kind of the first time ever. So I was thinking that today we should really try and test this out and maybe try to make a fancy house inspired by this new ability to make fancy stairs. Also, my cat is probably gonna be here the whole time. So if you see like a head pop up or just yellow, she unfortunately has to wear this cone right now because she's got a weird little lump on her side. And she's always very attention seeking, but right now especially is very attention seeking. And I'm sorry that I keep talking about it. I just feel like you kind of have to address the elephant in the room or more like the sunflower in the room when she shows up in the video. Because if you don't talk about it, people would have questions. Anyway, you know those like fancy LA YouTubers with their big fancy all white houses that are like full of fancy paneling, and usually the layout is like maybe there's an office right here and a dining room here, the staircase is by the front door, and then in the back, they've got one big like kitchen living room combo. That's kind of the energy I'm going for. I also want it to be kind of symmetrical, almost like how this neighboring house is, but like maybe looking a little bit nicer. This is a really fancy house that deserves a really nice bed, and I happen to know a wonderful place to get one. Which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Helix Sleep. I know it can be a little bit intimidating shopping for a new mattress because like how do you even know what you want and where to start? But Helix makes it so easy. They have a sleep quiz on their website that will help match you to the perfect mattress for you based on you and your sleep preferences. So for example, I'm more of a side sleeper, Dan mostly sleeps on his back, and we kind of prefer a more medium firm mattress. And with that information, they can match you to the perfect mattress for you based on your needs. And then they'll deliver that mattress straight to your door with free shipping in the US. We bought our Helix mattress about 4 years ago when we first moved into this house, and it is genuinely the most comfortable mattress that I have ever slept on. And we actually bought a second one for our guest room because it was so nice. I know we talk a lot about Helix here, but that's because I genuinely, truly love this brand. And actually a lot of other people do too, because Helix is the most awarded mattress brand. Helix has been reviewed against hundreds of competitors and they always win. And the Helix Midnight Luxe mattress is actually ranked the best overall mattress according to Forbes and Wired. And even if you're not in the market to buy a brand new mattress, you might feel like it's time for yours to have a little bit of an upgrade. Helix also has mattress toppers, and this is a great option if you're looking to make your mattress more comfortable without completely replacing it. They can also extend the life of an older mattress. My parents have a Helix topper on their old mattress now, and they absolutely love it. So if you need a new mattress, or maybe if you want to upgrade your old one, I'm going to link Helix Sleep down below. They've got a President's Day exclusive partner offer right now where they're offering 27% off site-wide. So make sure you go to helixsleep.com/lilsimsie to take advantage of that. And with that, we're going to get back into the game. You know, I don't really want it to be massive is the thing. I feel like we kind of just have to start with a box and then go from there. I really would like to have curved stairs in the front too, but I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know how tall the staircase has to be for it to let you curve it out. Like this, you can't do that too. At what point can I? Oh, I think it has to be like a full wall height. I think it has to be really big for you to be able to curve it. Yeah, I don't know if that's, no, I don't think that's really the vibe that we're going for. You know what we can maybe do instead is curve the porch. Oh wait, actually this might be too small if we do it like that. It has to be big if you're gonna have it be on a curve. But then the staircase can go in the middle. I think that's pretty. Maybe it should go out a little bit though. I just feel like it needs to be bigger. Or potentially, what if there was like a bump out in the front like that? And then on the roof, I'm gonna do it with platforms, but I kind of want to have something like this. Oh, that's actually the exact right height. I like just kind of eyeballed that and it worked out. But I was thinking about doing the roof like this. The reason I did it with platforms is because if you do it with a wall, it's a little bit taller, which I think is like maybe a little bit too tall, but the platform feels a little bit more manageable. I think that might be too big. This is the thing. I like it being rounded, but then it's so wide and I don't really want it to be wide. I think the house itself is also really wide, which maybe isn't so good. I guess we could try and make it a little bit more asymmetrical, like if the main bit of it is symmetrical, but then there's like one side that is not. Oh, that's too far forward. I'm gonna want to have a little bit of a walkway up to the front. Maybe we could base part of the downstairs floor plan on this, but I'm thinking that we could maybe have like the dining room over here, almost like I said before, and then we could have that cool bump out. I think that would be really beautiful. I think it's gonna be a little bit small to have that floor plan that I was initially picturing. I don't know if this is too weird. This might be too weird because it's like really small. It could be bigger. It actually isn't symmetrical right now. Oh yeah, it's better that it's like 2 tiles and not just one. Maybe the downstairs should be medium wall. No, actually that looks weird. I was kind of picturing the front having something like this. Can you do that? Oh, you can do the stair thing here too. Wow. Oh, I'm so glad that worked. Okay, maybe it needs to be bigger. Like maybe if the porch was a little bit larger, this would look nicer. It's just so tight right now. Okay, but you know what? Honestly, I think this is kind of working. At first I thought it was looking a little bit weird, but now that we've got more going on, I can get a nice trim around it. Maybe we put like fancy roof trim up here too. I think I kind of like that with the lines that it's got. I think I kind of like that. And then maybe we put, oh, I guess it could be a little bit bigger. Maybe if the platform was a little bit taller, so we can have more of the white trim up there too. All right, well, we'll have to add the windows in a second. I kind of want to start thinking about the floor plan a bit more. I've been sort of envisioning a double wide staircase, sort of like this, and then curved outward, but I don't really know what to put around it. Oh no, maybe it goes like this. So this could stay the dining room. This could be the, maybe it's better that it just ends at the wall. I don't know. It's like the house is too small. I made it too little, but I don't want it to be massive. I think typically it would be done sort of like this. Let me duplicate the back porch. I might just have this be kind of the exact same in the back because that looks cute to me. Oh, it's a little bit smaller in the back now that I'm thinking about it. Wait, you know what? That helps because it makes this room right here a lot bigger. Well, it would probably be a much darker wood with the staircase. We could use the life and death wood floors because that's kind of fancy. And then we get arches around it. I guess maybe this could be the living room. Although I'm a little bit worried about it as the living room because I want to have the door to the backyard be here. Yeah, and it's like right in front of the back of the sofa, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, we can make it, oh, well, I don't know. I was gonna say we can make it a little bit smaller. I do like the fireplace there. I think that's really realistic too. We get a door into this tiny bathroom. I guess this part could be the office instead of the dining room, like I had initially said. I think we'll get big windows on it. I mean, it would be so pretty as the dining room though. Does it even fit? We could probably have 4 dining chairs. Well, oh no, I think you could have a full 6-seater dining table in there. We could possibly get a bar back along this way, or like maybe the door to the bathroom's in here. Okay, hear me out. What if this is like a secondary living room? This is like the formal living room or something, and the actual living room with the TV is this way. So they have the TV along this wall, and then we have the kitchen kind of around here. So this has more of like a family room kind of space, and then there's like the formal area. You could probably even still have almost like a breakfast nook if you wanted. And we could also possibly make the living room just a little bit bigger because that way it's slightly more out of the way of the kitchen. Takes up a lot of space on the outside of the house, but I think that's okay. And then upstairs, I think the upstairs needs to be like not quite as symmetrical as most of the rest of the house is. Okay, so what if up here, we've kind of got a few sort of small bedrooms, but I usually like that. I kind of prefer when the rooms are small anyway. What if upstairs we have this as the primary bedroom, another bedroom is right here. The primary bedroom has an ensuite bathroom. There's like a weird angled room, and then this can become another bathroom. We can try and get some columns inside. That's so ridiculous. We can try it. So in total, it's 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, which I think is a good amount. And they're all kind of fancy. There's not an office, which we had kind of talked about, but that's okay. Who needs it? You know what I've done before in spaces like this? I'll take this flooring from the base game, and then I kind of make my own checkerboard with it. I have always thought that was like so beautiful. It might be kind of a nice touch for in here. And you know what else? Maybe we could get even wider archways because we got these 3 tile wide ones, didn't we? Maybe that's better. Oh, it's worse for the kitchen though. Well, we can have, well, there could be like one big one there and then a small, you know what? Let's go back to the smaller ones. I think it's good to have more kitchen space. All right, let's talk windows. I actually think that this entire house should have white windows everywhere. And I think the whole exterior should be white as well. Or maybe they don't have to have shutters. What if we used like, I want these businesses and hobbies windows, but they don't come in only white. The university windows are a little bit smaller. I kind of want this window, but like slightly larger and a little bit less fancy at the top. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm looking for like some kind of slight in between. This one's like it's fully shuttered, so I don't really want it to be dark. I have used these before, but I think that looks too big upstairs. Okay, I guess we're going back to the base game windows. I'm sorry. I did try. We do have this big window. I think that's probably no good. good. Oh, that is also no good. Okay. Well, you know what could possibly happen is we could steal some space. That looks awful. Never mind. I'm gonna come back to this front bit. Oh, I guess you probably want to have the smaller windows in the back because I had like the full height windows right here on the front half, but this is the kitchen and the bathroom, so you don't need to have giant windows right there in the kitchen and the bathroom. We can do 2 big windows though on that front bit. And I might actually put no window along this side because then we can have the TV there. How does that look with like the 4 windows? 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to do 3, but that's clipping, so we can't do that. I feel like that is realistic. Let's get some nice big fancy columns everywhere. Honestly, I kind of don't want to put any windows on this side. I feel like I might just leave it how it is. The sides of the house are like pretty windowless, but sometimes these things must be done. Okay, this is actually life and death, but I'm gonna use that as the foundation. I'm sorry. Just like out of nowhere saying this is actually life and death. It's almost as if like if you didn't know the context of the sentence I just said, you'd think I meant like it's a life and death situation, but we're trying to pick with the foundation right now. This is serious business. Yeah, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I should have clarified I was talking about a pack. I'm just picturing like the folks at Helix being like, wow, she's taking this really seriously. I thought it was just a Sims house. Like, okay, anyway, there's a big fence in the backyard. Before I do too much else on the outside, I think I'm gonna put the bathrooms together because I feel like right now the house looks so unfinished and I kind of want to just get a bathroom done so I can feel like personally I've made more progress than I have. Okay, so here's what I've done in those 2 upstairs bathrooms. This one is the primary bathroom, so it's a little bit like bigger and nicer, but it still has a shower and a tub and a toilet. And then over here is the smaller bathroom for the kids. It has 2 sinks in it, which I think would be nice if you had a bunch of siblings and you were having to share. And there's like the 2 kids' rooms, so this way each of the kids kind of has their own sink situation. Okay, well now we have some furniture. Ignore the rest of this furniture inside. That's no good. I'm not actually gonna keep any of that. It's just there as a placeholder. I wanna work a little bit more on the outside. I was kind of picturing it being a painted white brick everywhere. Like that was kind of the vision that I had this whole time. The brick that I'm using right now is from Cottage Living, which is not life and death. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I just hit the hotkey to go back to Manage Worlds. I hate when I do that. It's F1. So if you ever misclick and hit F1, it's gonna do this for you and go to Manage Worlds, which like just then, for example, I did not mean to do. But anyway, I've got those nice lights outside. Do you think they should have been white? I don't know if the black is too much. I do know we have to pick a new roof color. So maybe once we have like a slightly darker roof, it'll make the black lights make more sense. What about if it were a metal roof? Or if we did like grayish shingles or something? I just think that's too light. I wish that there was an in-between. Oh wait, no, you know what? This is the same color as what we were using from the base game. And I never used that. That one's from For Rent. So let's try that roof. Okay, big oak trees in a couple corners of the lot. I feel like I'm doing this kind of backwards right now. Like normally I wouldn't do the landscaping before I do the interior, but I'm feeling inspired. Okay, I'm thinking that the backyard could be laid out like this, and then we could do a pool in here. This is the default size. Is this size of pool too large? Maybe, but then is that too small? Oh gosh. Oh, but wouldn't it just be so cool if we had like a diving board? Oh, that's probably a bad place for it. It's like right in the tree. Maybe we get the smaller diving board. I'm trying to put some little outdoor lights around here. I think this could be kind of cute with the outdoor lighting around these little corners. Maybe there's like 2 lounge chairs in this corner. Or I suppose maybe it would be better if I had this be smaller. I feel like the bump outs are looking kind of weird, so I don't want to overdo it too much. I had originally thought that I could put some fancy trees like right in the front of the lot. And I'll tell you what, that is definitely a bit much, but that's okay. I think that's what we need. Let's get a really expensive trash can out by the back gate. Okay, I wanted to have an outdoor dining table, so I'm just kind of like shoving a bunch of stuff on this part of the patio. I think it's worth it to have all of that, even though it's a little bit tight. Uh-oh, the boss is back. She's here to check on how the build's going. Hi, Snappy. I'm thinking I might use those same trees again in the back landscaping, and then I might just do like some really pretty flowers. I feel like in real life, they would have like really neatly lined bushes and stuff. And I just struggle so much with how to do that in game. It's really hard for me to make the landscaping look realistic in game. Oh, I like these light pink flowers. Of course, the lighting's always bad back here, so no matter what I do, it looks like a little bit weird in the backyard. Maybe we can just stick to some like simple little wildflowers. We'll have to see how that looks in the front yard. I do think I'm gonna give them some monkey bars. I think I'm okay with this though. I feel like that's really pretty. If we continue that hedge along the front, we add in some little daisies. What if we had a little bit of like sort of fancy landscaping? Something like this that we could do. My cat's sort of like completely laying across my keyboard, which is really nice of her because she's helping, but also does make it hard for me to see what I'm doing. That makes me not like the pink flowers anymore. I do think that that's realistic though. Like I could see this happening. Let's sit with it for a little while. Let's work some more on the interior and then we can always come back and add things to the outside. Plus I'm gonna need to do the terrain paint still. I feel like that helps me sometimes when I'm feeling kind of indecisive about my build. I kind of have to like take a step back and do something else and like work on a different part of it. Okay, let's do the entryway first because I feel like this entryway is like the entire inspiration behind the whole build. I'm gonna get this really nice life and death chandelier. Maybe I will size down the smaller light that's with it. Oh, that looks really big. Maybe I should size it down just so that your Sims aren't gonna like hit their heads on it, you know? I will put a welcome mat by the front door. I wish this didn't have so much gold. I feel like most of the house has no gold, so I'm trying to not put too much of that in here. Do you think the big bookshelf is okay, or is that weird? I'm putting the burglar alarm in the corner over this way. I'm kind of scared to put too much else in the room, aside from maybe like a phone, perhaps some books. I'm trying to not use too many kits, so I don't really want to use like the phone and keys from the Everyday Clutter kit that I usually would put here. I've already used one kit. I used the Greenhouse Haven kit, so I don't want to overdo it with too much more than that. Would it be weird to use the same light again? I think we could use this light big in the dining room. Oh, we could probably have a round table. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but you could definitely put a round table inside of this room. I don't know why I feel this way, but I've never really been the biggest fan of the round tables in this game, especially when they have 6 chairs around them. I usually do them with just 4 chairs, but I think this could be kind of interesting. Oh, I'm gonna scoot that door over so that it's centered with this. Also, annoyingly, I kind of have to cover up the base of the window if I wanted to put a bar here, but I sort of do want to put a bar here. It won't be perfectly centered, but I don't think that matters too much. And we could do like fancy lights on either side of it. There's this cats and dogs painting I wanted to use. This one is so expensive though. I don't know if you've seen this before, but it's 3,500 simoleons. So I'm always like a little bit hesitant to put it in my builds because I know it's so much money. But also these people are very fancy. That's kind of like the whole thing. So it's probably okay to use it. I'm struggling a lot with rugs. I'm finding that I don't really like most of the rug options that I'm seeing, especially because there's not really a round one that is the right size. This one sizes up too big even. And this is the base game one that I was looking at first. Maybe we could try that. Oh, let's put this. I don't know if I can put it where I want it because I'm scared it's gonna try to break. When you try to alt place the radios, I feel like they don't always work properly, but it would be nice to have music inside of this room, especially because this is sort of like the room that has all the things you need for your Sims to have a party. It's got the bar, it's got the table, it's got the radio, so you could dance, you can get drinks, you can kind of do all of the party requirements in here. I think I liked it better no rug. I don't know what to do. I also don't like how the curtains look because of these diagonal windows. We can maybe try these Desert Luxe ones and try and make it look like it's wrapping around the whole thing. Oh my gosh. Please work. Can this be raised up to the right height? No? Why would it? I guess you can alt place it very carefully. I think that looks okay. Now, how about in the living room? I kind of want to use a bigger fireplace. I also think that I'll use the frame TV. Probably not these sofas, if we're being honest with ourselves. Probably not the cheapest ones in the game, you know, just a thought. Okay, these sofas are also from a kit, but they're refined living room, and I just think that they look so good in here. I don't think I like how that frame TV looks. Oh wait, we don't, hold on, I'm so silly. This is not the TV room. I don't need a TV in here. That was like the whole plan, is to have no TV in this room. I guess we can do the same curtains around this door too, and I think that really helps with this room looking a little bit weird. I'm trying to decide what else we can put in this room. It's hard because like the room is actually kind of small. I would kind of like to have a chess table, but that's like so tight, you know, it doesn't really quite fit in here. I suppose you could scoot these in a little bit more. Doesn't really leave you with a lot of walking space, but do you need a lot of walking space? That is technically a half tile. They might even be able to walk in that area, and it would be very functional gameplay wise. Okay, so that's like one more thing just to sit and stare at for a little while until we decide if we want to use it or not. Ooh, that upper cabinet looks pretty weird. That's okay. Let's get our kitchen stuff all together. Yeah, it's like, I think it's the lighting with the upper cabinet. Maybe because there's too many lights in here. I don't know. There's something about the lighting is like really throwing me off. It might also be the fact that I have this like beige color for the backsplash. We could make them have more of a wooden cabinet. I think that is looking a little bit nicer. I was kind of also trying to decide if I wanted to have an island in the kitchen or not. I just feel like maybe it's better to not have one, but who knows? I also think I'm gonna make my own little TV stand over here. I haven't saved this whole time. Okay, I'm gonna save right now. I also have a meeting in a couple minutes, so I have to take a tiny break. to go and do that, and then I'll come back and we'll finish the rest of the house. But I'm feeling good about this so far. Hi, okay, I'm back. So let's keep going with the build. I feel like we need to figure out the rug first and then base everything else around that. I just don't know what rug I want to use. Oh, I've always liked this one. I know I have a tendency to like use this one over and over, but it's so good. And I feel like that with the light floral, that's kind of the right vibe for this. You know, I feel like this sofa is not really the cutest, but I think that maybe it's the most comfortable. And so for that reason, I might try to use it. Ooh, this is like a little bit of a silvery color still, which is what I wanted. I really like those curtains. I might use the same, not to have the same chandelier everywhere in the entire house, but it does look kind of good. I think we should get 2 chairs, kind of comfy looking nice chairs to go next to the sofa. And then like, this is a really tall table. It's like probably too tall to go next to the sofa, but that's okay. I think I'll get a nice plant. Or maybe we could, wait, what if we had this on like a random corner or something? I kind of wish we had a piano, but I don't really know where it would go. There's too many windows everywhere. You could maybe, oh, that's the whole room. Okay. I was gonna say you could maybe delete one of the windows and put the upright piano in its place, but even then it's like kind of tight, so probably not. Would it fit upstairs? No, it's like just weird. You don't really want to shove a big fancy piano up in the corner like that. It would probably fit right there, but I really don't want to put it in front of that window. Like, I think that's even weirder. Oh, what if, wait. What if the kitchen island was like directly behind the sofa? Is that weird or is it good? Because I kind of like to have a little bit more counter space. Okay, new plan. I'm thinking about this. Trash can's right by the entry. It's like the first thing you see when you come in the door. But I was just thinking, maybe we could get some columns in the room. Maybe it's better if we don't have that then and we just close off the room a little bit more just in general, because I think that that makes this space look better. What about like board games or something? Like a little stack of them on the coffee table. The problem is I love how those look, but I can't tell if they're like too much or not, because there's not really a lot of clutter in the entire house. Oh, that's in the total wrong place. I didn't even realize. Okay, sorry, my bad. Let me scoot this over. It needs to be like right here. So I gotta get these closer like that. That's more like it. Maybe I size the board game box down because it just being a little bit smaller looks a lot nicer. And do you think we can fit a card table? No, too much. How about just like a dog bed? What if there was just a dog thing? How about that? I think that's okay. It is sized down, but I don't think that's bad. We could do that and then have a couple little toys next to it. I always like putting like a couple toys on the floor. And then, I don't really love the look of the auto feeders, but I also know I have to use the auto feeder. If I was gonna play in this house, I have to have the auto feeder. I'm so bad about keeping up with it in the game. Okay, let's make this hallway really fancy, like really expensive artwork, you know, all the things. I have sort of like a tendency to put computers in my hallways in this game, which I know not everybody loves that I do that. My reasoning here in this scenario is that there's not really anywhere else to have a computer. Like, the house is so full already. I guess it also just feels like so traditional in a way that I just really like. Like, traditional in an old house way, I mean to say. I think they can still get through there into the bedroom. I had these columns here because I didn't like how this looked, but maybe I should take them away. And maybe it just looks fine like that. I think I'm gonna start with the primary bedroom, and I wanna use this like blue and purple color scheme. I do not like these life and death dressers. I wanna like them, but I'm not sure if I like them. I like how they match the flooring though, so it's probably fine. I also love this for rent lamp, and it matches so beautifully, so we can put that over there. You know what else I forgot about? From Growing Together, there's like this giant mirror. I don't use this one very often because I find it kind of hard to match to things. It doesn't really have that many wood colors either, but maybe that could be a fun piece of furniture to put on one of these walls. I don't know if ceiling fans are like the most trendy thing ever, but it's useful. So they're getting a ceiling fan. Okay, I put like some stuff on the dresser there for them too. And then maybe we could get a nice big piece of art. All right, this is like maybe a little bit weird. I've never tried this before, but what does it look like when you have this artwork like inside of those frames? I think that's kind of cool. I think I'm gonna do a kind of pink pastel themed room for this one, and I'm gonna make it into a nursery. Oh, can I use these? I think the sheep rug is really nice. I don't think I've used anything else from Horse Ranch yet, but like look at how cute that looks together. I really like it. I haven't really used this stuff too much in this way. I guess I can do some more Horse Ranch. I think that this painting probably has, yeah, like that little picture. That's so cute. Okay, so something like this is kind of what I'm thinking for this room. I don't really know about that actually. Maybe I'll put the unicorn right here and we could get something else in this corner. Okay, so that'll be the baby's room. Let's make this one into a child's room maybe. I kind of love like the fancy wallpaper paneling stuff. This wallpaper, this is Adventure Awaits. It's kind of like outdoorsy. I haven't really used that for a kid's room in a house like this one. Like when I've used this wallpaper before, it was more in like a cabin sort of style. So this is kind of a different look for it. I'm looking through everything from high school years because I'm trying to see if there's any sort of decor or like clutter that we might want to use. I think I might want to rearrange some stuff. Like maybe the bed and the nightstand can go there. We can have the desk over here. Maybe the dresser can be like a little bit more central. Okay, I put a giant adventure awaits shelf. I don't know. That might have been a bit much. But maybe we could get another one over here. I just love this shelf, even though I know it probably is too big for this room. I feel like both sets of these shelves are much too large for the room. So maybe they both need size down. I think I'll put a laptop in here. This kid's got a really expensive computer. Could you imagine being a child? This is supposed to be like 8 years old. Just like casually a $2,000 computer that belongs exclusively to them. They don't even need to share it or anything. They can have some music too. I love this poster, so we can put that. Maybe like a pencil cup. Okay, I think maybe the interior can be done. I actually think maybe the last thing we have to do is just fix the terrain paint. I wasn't sure about the landscaping before, but for me, it's been a couple hours since I did that, and it's grown on me. I think I like it better now. I guess I was just really second guessing myself with it, but I feel like that's super cute. So here's kind of like a little tour overview. Oh, you know what I'm missing is a thermostat. This is why we do tours. Okay, thermostat, I have a burglar alarm. I don't have a fire alarm. Do you think we need one? You can kind of just like hide it behind a cabinet or something. And maybe since they're fancy, they should have like the fire prevention system utility panel. But we've got that beautiful rounded staircase. We have the dining room, a formal living room, the kitchen, breakfast nook, and family room. There's a bathroom downstairs. Then we have a kid's room, a primary bedroom, and a baby's room. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms total. In the back, we've got a huge pool and like some outdoor stuff. I think it's kind of a realistic for gameplay sort of house. I'm gonna call it Fancy Family Home. I have so many ideas for things I want to do with these stairs. Like so many ideas. So stay tuned. Oh no. Oh please. Okay, it worked. If it had crashed, I would have cried. But with that, I think I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. And also a huge thank you to our friends over at Helix Sleep for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you click that link down below to check out that exclusive President's Day partner offer. You can get 27% off site-wide, which is like not something you can pass up. So that's linked for you. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. I want stairs like that in real life with the curve. It's like, to me, that's like the epitome of fancy stairs. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't fit like that in my house. My stairs are like built into the walls, but oh, they look so cool. It looks so cool.